So you want to know what you're actually doing when you're UV mapping. Not a problem. First, you're going to want to go to the pinned comment and download two add-ons called UNIV and Texel Density Checker. Once you've downloaded these, open Blender, go to Preferences, Add-ons, install both of them, and then when you go to UV mode and edit an object, you should see these two add-ons available. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Everything about UVs starts from creating your seams. A seam is just a mark that tells Blender where you want to separate the geometry when you unwrap everything. To make a seam, you just click an edge, right-click, and mark seam. All of your seams will be marked in red. And if you hold Alt while you left-click, you'll select an entire edge loop. And then when you right-click, you can seam the whole thing at the same time. You can always remove a seam by right-clicking and hitting Remove instead. I think the best advice that I got was, think of seams like real seams that you would find on fashion and clothing. Look at a t-shirt, see where they put the seams, and that's probably a good hint that you may want your seams there as well. Whenever you don't have a real-life reference, my plan B is to just always place the seams wherever it gives me clean, flat, and even topology. So after you've drawn your seams, if you go to Edit mode and select all the faces and press U, you will see that we have three default unwrap methods in Blender: angle, conformal, and minimal stretch. Again, just go with whatever one gives you the most flat and even UVs. For example, if I'm trying to unwrap this belt buckle, conformal looks alright, but I don't really like how it tilts the UVs over here. Minimal stretch looks a little bit better, but in this situation, I think angle-based gives me the most straight and square results. So that's typically what I'd go for in this situation. Now, for those of you wondering, why would you aim for flat square UVs? The answer is you get better quality and detail from flat UVs. Let's take this belt for example. Let's say you did a basic unwrap and the UVs came out curved something like this. Usually it's going to curve to try and avoid stretching. Now, typically you would want to avoid stretching whenever possible. But if you were to try and texture it using these UVs on a basic small 512 by 512 map, let's just say that we wanted to draw some normal crease details along the outer edges. When we do that, you will see that our normal details are gonna look really distorted when we try and draw them. Now, let's take this exact same mesh with the exact same polygons on the exact same size texture, with the only difference being that the UVs have been neatly flattened. And now when we try and draw our texture details along the shape of the belt, we get clean pixels because these lines are straight. Like, just look at the difference in quality. Now, obviously, there are exceptions. You can't do this with everything, but that's the main reason you want to try and aim for it when you can. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to briefly go into is Texel density. When you're in UV mode, you will see a Texel density checker over here. Texel density is one of those things that goes too deep for this video, but briefly put, generally you want to keep things that are together the same Texel density. For example, here you can see we have 3 cubes, and all of them have the exact same UVs, but they are different sizes. So if you give them all the same texture map, the texture is going to look significantly worse on the bigger model, even though they are exactly the same. So in order to fix that, select all the objects that should have the same texture resolution. Then in the add-on, pick how big your workspace is. I usually work by 1024 by 1024. So down here we click this, and then in UNIV, hit pack, and bam. See that? All the meshes now have the same density, so if they share the same texture set, the quality will be the same throughout every single mesh. So try and keep things that are supposed to look the same together, the same density if you can. Next, there is this awesome feature called Calculate Texel Density. This is super important because it tells you how much UV space you are wasting. If you select all the faces and then hit calculate, it will spit out a number. If we take this cube, for example, and calculate its UV space, it will say that we're using 37% of our available space, which is pretty awful because that means there's a lot of free real estate that is getting wasted for no reason. Now, sometimes you can't help it. There's only so many ways you can UV a square without stretching it. But from what I was told, 75% is acceptable, 85% is good, and anything above 90 is godly. So aim for 90, but if you can't, anything over 75 is pretty good. Okay, so that's the crash course on Texel density, but definitely look more into it when you get the chance because there's a lot I didn't cover. Now, the next thing you need to know is UNIV, which is the other add-on we downloaded at the beginning of the video. Now, there's a lot of cool things this add-on does, but I'm just going to show you my favorite commands that I use all the time. If you have an object that is almost grid-shaped, you can brute force it into a square by selecting the island in face mode, click one of these buttons, and then a drop-down menu will pop up over here. If you hit individual, a bar will appear and you can drag it as far as you're comfortable. You can do this vertically, and you can do it horizontally. Now, if you ever want a good place to start organizing your UVs, just select everything and hit pack. It will do its best to organize it for you. It won't be perfect, but it's a pretty good start. Now, let's say you have a lot of repeating parts on your character. For example, I have these 4 magazines on the vest, and they all have the exact same UVs. Well, in order to save space on the texture, instead of texturing them 4 times separately, we can just click on each UV island, hit stack, and it will automatically collect all UV islands that have similar topology and stack them on top of each other. So now they all basically share the same exact texture. Now, let's say that you want to UV unwrap just one part of the mesh, but you don't want to resize it to take up the whole square as it normally does when you use the usual options. Well, here you can just unwrap it and it will stay in place. If you see an island that is fairly neatly organized into quads, you can quickly perfect it by hitting the Quadrify button. This is my favorite part of the add-on. It is super useful and it saves you a lot of time, and squares make everything so much easier to organize. I spam this all the time and you probably should too. Now sometimes you'll have a UV island and you'll just wish it was organized parallel to a single side. Well, you can actually do that if you select the edges that you want to be straight and then hit straighten. And there you go. Now, there's a lot more you can do, and you can see all the other tricks on their website, but these are the commands that I use the most. The only other big thing that I think is worth knowing is if you have 2 separate islands and you find that you actually want to connect them together, just select the edges you want to connect them by and hit stitch. And it prioritizes the edge that you clicked on. So if you click here and then stitch, it moves the other island here. But if you click this edge and then stitch, it'll move the other island to this position instead. Contrastly, if you have 2 islands and you actually want to separate them, just select the island and hit separate. And some final things that are worth knowing about are the UV editor works a lot like the normal editor. So when you press T, your tools will show up on the left side. And you can do your usual move, rotate, and scale. But the problem with scale is a lot of times it's really hard to know when your stuff is too big and leaves the box. So an easy way to fix this is to change the pivot point to cursor instead, and now when you scale it will do it from the corner of the box so you know exactly when to stop before you go out of bounds. If you right click, there are a few more tools that are worth knowing. Primarily, Mirror X, Mirror Y, Align Vertically, which perfectly straightens all selected points up and down, and Align Horizontally, that straightens all selected points left and right. Something useful you should probably turn on is if you go up in the top right and check UV stretch, this will show you when you are stretching things too much. When everything is good, it's blue, but the more you stretch, the more green and yellow you are going to see. So, what does it look like when you put all of this together? Basically, first you finish modeling the character, and then you place all the seams in all the places that you want to unwrap the UVs. Once you've done that, unwrap everything however you think is best, then you set everything to the same Texel density, apply the density, and once everything is evenly set, you group all the parts of it that are supposed to share the same texture square together. In UNIV, hit pack. From this point, you will want to quadrify and straighten anything out that you believe can or should be a square, like belt buckles and straps, and then start stacking all the repeated islands of anything that you don't want to texture multiple times. And while you're organizing everything, try to make a square out of all of your islands, because that's the shape of the texture. Once you've done that, the next goal is to try and maximize your UV space. Remember, you're aiming for about anything above 75 is good enough. Once you've got your square, you can always fill up the extra space by scaling it up. And depending on what you're modeling, you can also stretch and scale things horizontally or vertically to take up more space. But the important part is that everything has to be scaled together. Do not just pick 1 or 2 random pieces and scale them by themselves. Try your best to scale everything together whenever you can. But honestly, it's okay if you don't. Remember, these are all just guidelines. Once you've done your best to take up as much UV space as possible while keeping the density the same throughout, you're basically done. And now you can finally start the process of texture mapping. But that's a whole nother series which we don't have time for today. So for now, I hope that helps. And please remember this video was sponsored by monthly members. Not a big company, just a few normal people in the community that really want to make sure that you get this information for free. You can find the names of all the legendary members in the pinned comment, and if you'd like to join them, you can find the link there as well. Thank you so much for your time, and as always, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you around.